going to be honest with you. You're not a 10.
All right.
I'm not saying that to be mean, but you're not a 10.
Okay.
The only way for you to be able to avoid these types of situations and these types of men and these types of conversations is when you recognize your worth and you work on your character. Because let me ask you something. Do you think they would dare to ask me something like that? Do you think
Challenge
men
accepted.
like that would dare to try to include me in a conversation
I dare.
that is so immature and mediocre?
I
No,
dared.
they wouldn't. Maybe they would because they have no self-awareness. But I need you to pay attention to the type of women they're inviting to these shows. They're not inviting women that are walking aligned with purpose. A lot of the women that they're inviting are still in their self-discovery phase. AKA,
Pause it really
they're trying
quick.
to find their place.
Pause it really quick. Well, I just want to say, first off, we've had plenty of high-value women on the show. Candace Owens.
This was recorded in August.
Sure. Plenty of we've had wonderful women on the show. So, okay, continue, Nick.
World. Because when they talk about their ideal woman, they're speaking about a high-value woman. Yeah. But notice, they can't have high-value women in their show because high-value women do not entertain those conversations. I'm not saying that the ladies that they invite are not high-value women. I'm simply saying they're still in their self-discovery journey. So to avoid all of these bad, low-effort, low-class men, I need you to armor up with character and worth.
You helped me when I got through my breakup.
I need you to armor up?
You helped me.
Wait, what?
I just realized I've seen her. She helped me in July.
Wait. Go ahead.
It just stopped.
Avoid all of these bad, low-effort, low-class men. I need you to armor up with character and worth. I need you to armor up by being in your discernment and truly living a life with intention and purpose. The reason why these men want you to feel less than is because they want access to you. They want access to us because we have something that they don't.
Pause it.
Erroneous.
Keep going.
Have. And if you as a woman have not yet recognized how much worth you have, baby girl, it's time to do the inner work. Be such a lady that men would never dare to speak to you in that way because they respect you so much that they know that those conversations are not interesting to you. They are not stimulating to you. On the contrary, they are annoying and mediocre conversations to have. The only way you can elevate your experiences is by elevating your standards. Ladies, be wise.
Erroneous.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to press that again. Okay. So that's in relation to the whole "Are you a 10" conversation. Yeah. Well, and you said earlier that you kind of changed your view on it a little bit, but so I don't ask the "Are you 10" question to
I didn't. To be fair, I know what you're gonna say.
No, I don't want.
Ahead, sorry.
It's not to make women feel like less than. What I want for both men and women is to operate not from delusion, but from being realistic. And I would say, for example, confidence, right? Because sometimes people come on the show. Granted, I think everybody here was fairly modest in their answers to the rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 question. My view with confidence is, and we have women come on, say they're 10, and I'm just being confident. Confidence is not thinking you're a 10 when you're not. Confidence is being fully aware and okay with the fact that whoever the person may be who's on the show, or whoever it is, that you're a 6. Now, I'm not saying you or anybody else here at the table. I'm just saying you're just cool. I'm a 6. Cool. I'm happy with myself, And one of the major issues that I see in the dating world is you have average women do not want average men. And you have women who will spend their 20s chasing Chad, racking up high body counts, passing on good men who are actually on their level. And I think a lot of average women would rather be a side chick or casual only with a really attractive guy than in a relationship with an average guy. So it seems to me that average women want above average men. Average women don't want to date average men. So if you have women like that woman in the video who thinks she's a 10 in beauty, she thinks she's on par with the most beautiful women in the world. And I'm not saying she's ugly, but she's certainly not a 10, which is what I was trying to say in the video. One of the things that I try to emphasize for both men and women is, I already said this, you need to be realistic with your own self-assessment of your physical attractiveness. Physical attractiveness is very important when it comes to dating. So if you're delusional, and you're, I'm fucking hot shit, I'm going to be chasing after all these dudes who... If you are not chasing after, if you're not interested or pursuing people, whether you're a man or a woman, that are on a commensurate level to you in terms of your, say, value on the dating marketplace, whether you're a man or a woman, you're going to be disappointed. And you're not going to find that person. For women, for men, the way that's going to manifest is they're not going to get any attention from women at all if they're constantly trying to shoot way too outside their league. And for women, the way that's going to look is there are going to be a ton of men that will sleep with you but never give you commitment. And that's when women start racking up high body counts and when these men are just using them. Because the difference between men and women is men will sleep with women of a certain physical attractiveness that they'd never commit to. Yeah. Men welcome the easy access to sex. So like a girl who's say like a 5, she could sleep with a guy who's an 8. He's never going to commit to her. He might keep her around for a little bit, just welcomes the easy access to sex. He'll never commit to her though. So that's where women can get into trouble if they have a unrealistic self-assessment of their own attractiveness.
Yep.
That was long-winded.
That was actually a really good point. I just have to say.
No, I completely agree.
And just to add one thing to it is, so my view is that typically for a woman to sleep with a man, that man has to be at least physically attractive enough for her to be in a relationship with that guy, typically. Women will typically break the rule. Like, let's say a woman doesn't typically have one-night stands or casual sex. She might break that rule if the guy is like exceptionally physically attractive, whereas it tends to be almost the reverse with men. So for a man to sleep with a woman, she need not be.
Rams donated $99. To be honest, I would never date any of you. You are too shallow as a person.
We would never date you either. Half of us are married.
But Grams, can you give me another chance? Grams, I'm like really desperate for your approval. Can you please like slide into my DMs and just try again?
We're so sad now.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost.
So with men, like men will sleep with women that they would never be in a relationship with. So that's where women, and you say women need to be discerning. Women need to be discerning in terms of, am I like shooting a little bit out of my league here? Because dudes will sleep with women that they would never be in a relationship. Just off of the looks metric alone, men will sleep with women that, again, they would never consider for a relationship. And that's where women can get into trouble, where they can get used by men for purely sex. So that's, I'm not trying to like dunk on women like, oh, you're not a 10. I'm like, no, like have a realistic self-assessment of your own physical attractiveness. That way you can maneuver in the dating marketplace without potentially like chasing after these guys who are just using you, just want to use you for sex.
Yeah, but
that's where it stems from.
At the end of the day, you're for the guys.
Sure.
Is this a female perception or is this a real thing?
Wait, what do you mean?
I'm gonna make a statement. Yeah. Do men, is sleeping with women to increase your street value, right? So like having sex with one of those hot girls that you would never commit to in your mind, whatever it is the purpose of that to raise self-esteem and then your own street value? Or is that not real? Is that something that women just think men do?
Wait. So you said sleep with the hot girls? No.
So
well, the point I was making.
No, like is the purpose of sleeping with those girls that you don't commit to, sex aside, right? Obviously the sex is a given, right? You want it because of the sex, but in addition to the sex, is that like this raises my street value? Cool, checked off the list.
So Brian's point is that you tend to sleep, or guys will sleep with women who are not as attractive as them. Like if, say, I'm a 7. And I'll go and sleep with someone who's a 5. Men will typically do that, but women will not do the opposite way. If women won't do the same. So if she's a 7, she will not give a 5 the time of day, generally speaking. That's a pretty good rule of thumb.
Certainly for casual sex.
Yeah,
what happens
like for casual
for hookups?
So
exactly. If we're speaking,
not for like relationship, considering all the factors.
But
so men,
sex.
Men can in addition to just looks, men can bring other things to the table: riz, personality, status, wealth. But so for casual sex, women will typically break their rule for who they will sleep with. The guy has to be like really attractive. Whereas it's almost the reverse for men. They'll like sleep with a girl that they would never be in a relationship with, but she's not going to be.
What happens if it's the other way around though?
Yeah, what?
It happens, but generally,
why-
what do you mean if it's the other way around?
Just asking.
I've slept with a
just
lot of
curious.
ugly guys,
What-
but they had great dicks.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
the guy
what
who hurt
happened
my
if-
feelings, I was like psycho texting him for years, and this guy's not hot, but he just like negged me at the right time, at the right age, and all.
Yes, men can make up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you
Well,
know, and
it
he
takes,
did,
like, a
right?
miracle
and I would
situation.
sit there
Yeah.
being like, "Wow, this guy's not attractive. Why does this hurt? Like, why am I like this from this?" But so yeah,
Go
But
ahead.
what if the girl is just as hot and it's a hookup?
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, but
wasn't-
you know.
Well, so typically in that situation, the woman will push the guy away because she thinks I can obtain this caliber of man that's probably out of my reach. So if, say, a 7 gets with a 7, generally speaking, since she has seen that men will reach down and have casual sex with somebody who is less attractive than them, well, it gives them the false self-confidence that I can get with somebody who's way above me in the attractiveness arena. When-
Also,
do you think
just,
men get like that too, or is that just women get like that? Like, are you saying that's how men get, or that's how women get, or that's how both get?
well, that's how women get in particular.
Okay.
So,
do
yeah.
men ever get delulu like that when they like say a guy like gets out of his league somehow and he like bags this girl who's like way out of his league? Does that then make him a little delulu going? Like, do you ever, maybe not all guys, but
Yeah.
do you ever see guys like that where they're like, oh yeah, I'm a 10 now? Like, does that ever happen with guys, or is that?
I think most men get slapped in the face with reality typically
Yeah, exactly.
when it comes
Like
to.
maybe it'll like he'll be high on it for like a week or two, but eventually it's gonna be like, that was just like a.
But yeah, I do agree with you. Women who like say 2 10s, I'm not saying 10s, but 2 7s, they hook up and you know it's all fine and dandy. But I do agree, women will fuck off.
Yeah.
And
What do you
then
mean?
'Cause-
no, it's like, you know, once you've got that trophy as a woman,
Move on to the next.
I don't trust a guy if he's too hot, and I know men feel the exact same way about women.
Yeah.
But it's same parallel. I don't trust a guy who's too hot, just like how you don't trust a girl who's too hot.